Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. I am smiling for a number of reasons today. One, it's my birthday. I just turned 56. I feel like a child, though. And two, I'm with a dear friend, and we've known each other now, Pamela Gail Johnson, Secret Society of Happy People. We've known each other for now more than 2 decades.
Yeah, more than two. Let's just leave it at that. More than 2 decades. Yeah.
Okay, now when people hear Secret Society of Happy People, they say, Pamela, what are you talking about?
Well, they do, and I forgot to tell you, we actually, I think April, decided we're not a secret anymore after 2 decades. So we're just the Society of Happy People.
I love it.
So we just made news.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so how did it all begin?
Well, probably 2.5 decades ago, we sort of lived in this age of, I kind of just call it what's wrong, television and self-help television. It was television, radio, books. I mean, it was everything. It was prior to the internet being what it is now with Facebook and all the other social media outlets. But basically people kind of talked about what was wrong a little bit more than what was right. And we just we thought happiness was sort of kept a secret. You know, it wasn't a conversation starter. And so the society was just started to say, hey, we're not telling you if you're unhappy to pretend you're not, to pretend you're not unhappy, but also, in fairness to the scales, make sure you're counting your happy moments too. Make sure you're acknowledging that those exist. And let's start talking about those more.
Yeah. Now, I have to put you on the spot. Since you've branded yourself as the happiness lady, do you have a bad day? What happens when you have a bad day?
Well, I think everybody has bad days. So I think if anyone tells you they're not having a bad day, I would be very reluctant to get advice from them.
Sure, of course, of course.
Because I think, again, it's about a balance, and hopefully you have more happy moments than unhappy moments. But we all go through, it follows our practical happiness principles. Happiness zappers zap everyone. One of those is, say, unhappiness. So sometimes that's dealing with, say, loss and grief and changes you may not have control over, and you just sort of have to go find your new normal.
Yes.
That happens to absolutely everybody. I do probably let some of the things like chaos and annoyances, I sort of probably release those pretty quickly, because I sort of have a theory, if you won't remember it a year from now, most likely you're not going to remember it a week from now, so why let it bug you for more than a couple seconds?
Yes, yeah, of course.
That's kind of my philosophy, but some people that may not work out for them, and they may have a different process, mechanism, but hopefully it's one that's like release those things pretty fast.
Yes.
But we all deal with unhappiness, and in the 2 decades we've known each other, I've gone through the loss of both my parents. Actually, Tater now has his angel wings. Those are losses that you just don't wake up and go, oh yeah, I'm totally back on the happy cartwheel place. Those are just ones you have to kind of work through little by little. But like I said, so I'm like everybody else that deals with stuff.
But I love it that you are, leading a revolution, and it seems like now more than ever we need you, because every day you turn on the news and it's bad. The stock market's down. There's been a mass shooting. I mean, it's easy to find yourself in kind of this funk of the world is a scary, dangerous place, and you don't see it that way, do you?
Well, I think people. I think people do have to be aware of that, and I think it is contributing to our anxiety and stress. We have higher levels of unhappiness since we did the Great Recession of over a decade ago now. So I think that those things are contributing to some unhappiness. Having said that, I still think we still have happy moments that you need to embrace, and maybe even more so to try to keep it at a balance.
Yes.
I do think, and ironically, that's the video after the El Paso, Dayton incidents. Actually, that one, I think it's got like 850 views that
really?
I did. Well, it was in the middle of Happiness Happens month, couple of days before Happiness Happens Day, and I felt like I sort of had to address it, because you can't look at people and say, oh, when you go to the store, you don't want to be vigilant if you
Right.
see somebody that you have concerns about.
Well, as long as we're talking about your YouTube channel, we want to pull up one of your videos. When people subscribe to your YouTube channel, give us an idea what kind of information you're passing on.
Honestly, we do a lot of current events. So if there's some big unhappy piece, I'm probably going to address it. If there's some big happy news, I probably address it. Occasionally we do tips. I would like to tell you I strategically plan content, but I'm kind of more like a happy newsroom. It's sort of what's going on in real time, because I think that's what people, especially people who want to see the happier side of life, which is most of my followers, that's what they struggle with sometimes, is when there are these big unhappy moments. I mean, I think the stock market is one it's unhappy kind of for the day, but if you're, it's one of those things that you like to think there's never going to be a downturn in it is not realistic.
Absolutely. Now, I want to pull up your website because you are on a kind of a new campaign, and I want you to talk about it.
Yes, we're actually, so this year for Happiness Happens Month, I don't know actually what I was thinking, but I decided we were going to start recognizing the smile starters, because sometimes happiness, depending on what's going on in your life, could feel like a big stretch to go, oh, you're expecting me to be happy for a long period of time. So I'm actually just asking you to look around at all the people you know and think, who are the people that actually kind of give me a smile? And even if it's just for a few seconds, they give me a smile, and recognize them with a Smile Starter Award. So we're trying to recognize 1 million Smile Starters.
Wow.
So far, we've got over 7,800.
Congratulations.
People have signed up to give Smile Starter certificates to. So that's free on the website. You can just get your Smile Starter certificates and pass them out. And you know what's so heartwarming about it is, so like one of the comments, one of our presenters gave somebody a Smile Starter Award. She actually put it on our Instagram page, but she said, I want Smile Starter on my headstone.
Wow.
You know, because I didn't know exactly the impact it would have on people. But, you know, when I read that, I'm like, wow, I can't think of probably a better compliment. And at the same time, like, wouldn't we all want somebody to recognize that we were a smile starter for them? I mean, there's no greater, because even when we're gone, probably when people think about us, they'll still be smiling, because we gave them some smiles. And another person I saw on LinkedIn, they said, best award I've ever received. So the people who are getting these, I think it's making a nice impact for them. So because we like to get fancy, the society did decide to give out 40 kind of formal Smile Starter Awards. So our members nominated people. We tried to create in a list that goes in age range from baby Archie to Betty White.
Got it, got it.
So it's a broad list of people and places and things that got like a more formal award, because I've decided to be tacky and give myself an award at the moment anyway.
Oh,
at least until I give it to somebody else. I keep wearing it, but
I love it
because it's important.
Now, I should remind the viewers that you and I met through a Channel 4 piece years ago. So this is the late 90s, and I did a piece about you, and you had made national news then. And you probably lost track of the number of interviews you've done in the last couple decades. I mean, it's just countless, isn't it?
Yeah, we're fortunate that happiness seemed to get covered a little bit more until the last couple, maybe the last few years. But yes, we've been everywhere. In fact, we kicked off Happiness Happens Day in Seattle. Our Happiness Happens Month on August 1st. We were on a Seattle show, and people really do embrace. And we now, with the internet and stuff, we can be anywhere doing an interview on TV or radio or podcasts or
one of
Facebook Lives.
I want to pause and run one of my favorite pieces on you. WFAA Channel 8 here in Dallas did a piece about a year ago,
that you helped us with.
Well, thank you.
It was your idea.
Well, let's go ahead and roll the tape.
Somebody.
For the past 20 years, Pamela Gail Johnson has had a secret.
I'm Pamela.
A secret she's been terrible at keeping.
Well, what good is a secret you can't tell, right?
What Pamela has been so quick to share is that even though we're bombarded with bad news, secretly,
you want to
We're
give your
all
social media handle?
happy.
Okay. That's awesome.
To prove her point, Pamela created the Secret Society of Happy People. The goal? To help others find joy in the small things.
Inspire Dallas to be happier.
Things
To be kind.
like a $20 bill.
Because we want to share your story.
Earlier this week, Pamela passed out hundreds of her own dollars to total strangers
Pay it forward.
on one condition.
Basically,
They used the money to make someone happy.
To go and do something kind.
I like it.
Many of them took cameras to document their good deeds.
Thank you.
This woman bought lunch for a coworker.
You're so sweet.
This teacher got flowers from a student.
So let's go shopping, shall we? Okay.
And this woman got a new pair of jeans.
Of course.
Pamela hopes $20 is all it takes to inspire a chain reaction.
There you go. Enjoy your movie.
But she says it's not the money that makes people react like this.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Rather, it's because someone cared enough to say, "You matter."
They're walking away thinking about happiness, and I don't think there's any greater gift than being able to inspire somebody.
And no greater secret worth sharing.
Thank you.
That's great. What makes you happy?
Isn't that cool? And that aired all over the country. I think it
Yeah.
was in dozens of markets. It
It
was
was
great.
it was in a lot of markets, and it was also a small starter.
I
Think
love.
of how many smells we started that week.
All right. Well, can I be a smile starter?
Actually, I brought you a little gift, not even knowing it was your birthday.
Oh my
A
goodness!
little small starter, and you actually, I gave you the wristband.
I
so you
love
can
it. I love it. So I can.
Remind yourself you're a small starter,
This is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, so
and you can even frame that little certificate that I signed.
this is wonderful.
that's
This is
frameable.
wonderful. Okay, well, now give everybody the website if they want to join your revolution. What?
Well, they should go to sohp.com, and you can click on Happiness Happens Month, and there's a bunch of links that'll get you to the page where you actually sign up to be a Smile Starter Award presenter. So that way we're counting your awards that you're presenting. We have a bunch of people, particularly in the UK, who are passing out awards or claiming people are small starters, and they're not putting their tally in my.
And it's remember, it's Society of Happy People.
Society
so
SOHP.com.
That's awesome.
Or if you just Google Society of Happy People, or probably my name, it probably just shows up.
Pamela Gail Johnson, thank you for everything that you do to make this world a brighter place. And
Thanks.
starting with my starter bracelet. I'll
Thank you. It
remember.
matches your shirt.
It does match my shirt.
You have to wear that every day.
I will have to. This is amazing. Well, Pamela, thank you. High five.
Thanks.
Thanks for being on the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, that's it for now. We'll see you next time.